You already know hundreds of English words, but native speakers? They rarely use them the way your textbook taught you. They say, look into it instead of investigate. They say, bring it up instead of mention it. They say, run out of instead of have no more. And here's the thing, when you use these phrases too, something shifts. You stop sounding like someone translating in your head. You start sounding natural. Today, I'm going to teach you 7 phrasal verbs that native speakers use every single day, at work, with friends, and in daily life. And by the end of this lesson, you won't just know what they mean, you'll know exactly how to use them in real sentences, in real situations. Let's go! First, let me quickly explain what a phrasal verb actually is, because nobody ever explains this clearly, and it matters. A phrasal verb is when you take a simple verb like pick or look or turn, and you add a small word after it, like up or into or down. And when those two words combine, they create a completely new meaning. Pick means to choose something, but pick up means to lift something or to answer the phone, or even to learn something without studying it. Same verb, completely different meaning. That's why phrasal verbs can feel confusing at first. But once you get the logic, they're actually everywhere, and they start to feel satisfying to use. Now here's how we're going to do this. I've taken the 7 most useful everyday phrasal verbs and grouped them into 3 real-life situations, because that's how your brain actually remembers them, not as a list, as moments you recognize. Situation 1, at work or in a meeting. The first phrasal verb is look into. We'll look into that. This means to investigate something, to find out more information about a problem or question. But look into it sounds so much more natural in conversation than investigate. Nobody in a real meeting says, we shall investigate this matter. They say, I'll look into it, and move on. Here's how it sounds in real sentences. Can you look into why the payment didn't go through? I'll look into it and get back to you by Friday. She's looking into better options for the team. Notice how look into works for problems, questions, and situations you want to understand better. Here's your first practice moment. Think of something at work, school, or in your life right now that needs more information. Complete this sentence out loud. I need to look into... Go ahead. Good. Hold on to that. You just used it in a real context, and that's exactly how it sticks. The second work phrasal verb is bring up. Don't bring that up now. Bring up means to introduce a topic into a conversation, to start talking about something, and it's used constantly, in meetings, at dinner, in casual chat. Listen to how naturally it fits. She brought up a great point in the meeting. Can I bring something up before we finish? He always brings up that story at the worst moment. The opposite is also useful. If you don't want to talk about something, you might say, let's not bring that up right now. Practice. Think of a topic you want to mention to someone this week. A question, a request, an idea. Say this sentence out loud. I want to bring up. Go ahead. Perfect. 2 down. 1 more work verb before we move on. The third phrasal verb is set up. I'll set up the meeting. Set up means to arrange, prepare, or organize something. It's one of the most flexible phrasal verbs in English. You'll hear it dozens of times a day once you start noticing it. Can you set up a call for Thursday? She set up the whole event by herself. They set up a new system for tracking orders. Set up works for meetings, systems, accounts, equipment, almost anything that needs organizing. Your turn. What's something you need to organize or prepare soon? Say it out loud. I need to set up. Go ahead. That's your work situation covered. 3 phrasal verbs, all used constantly in professional conversations. Now, let's move to situation 2, with friends and in social conversations. The 4th phrasal verb is pick up. Can you pick up the phone? You probably already know pick up means to physically lift something, but in everyday conversation, it has a few different meanings worth knowing. Pick up the phone means to answer it. Can you pick me up at 7? Means to collect someone in a car. And then there's this one. I picked up a few words just from watching TV. which means to learn something without formal study. That last one is powerful for language learners because it describes exactly what you're doing right now. I picked up that phrase from a podcast. She picked up Spanish just from living abroad. He picked up the new system really quickly. Practice. Think of something you learned naturally without really studying it. Say this sentence. I picked up just by, for example, I picked up a few French words just by watching films. Go ahead. Love that. Now, the fifth phrasal verb, and this one is so useful socially. Turn down. She turned down the offer. Turn down means to say no to something, a job, an invitation, an offer, a request. He turned down the promotion because he didn't want to travel. I had to turn down the invitation. I already had plans. Why did they turn down such a good deal? What's important here is that turn down is softer than just saying no. It sounds polite, natural, and confident, which is exactly what you want in social English. Your turn. Think of something you've said no to recently, or something you might want to say no to. Say it out loud. I had to turn down. Go ahead. Brilliant. Now situation 3, everyday life. The sixth phrasal verb is run out of. We ran out of milk. Run out of means to have no more of something. It's finished, it's gone. And you will use this constantly in daily English. I ran out of time before I could finish. We've completely run out of ideas. Can you grab some coffee? We've run out. This one is really common in complaints, requests, and explanations, so getting comfortable with it makes your everyday English feel much more natural. Practice. What's something you often run out of? Time, energy, ideas, something at home? Complete this sentence out loud. I always seem to run out of. Go ahead. And our final phrasal verb, number 7, is go over. Let's go over the plan. Go over means to review or check something, to look through it carefully, usually together with someone. It's used before meetings, before exams, before anything important. Can we go over the main points one more time? She went over her notes before the presentation. Let's go over everything before we submit it. Practice. Think of something you're going to review soon, a task, a lesson, a conversation, a plan. Say this out loud. I need to go over. Go ahead. Okay, 7 phrasal verbs, 3 real-life situations. Let's do a quick review together. Say each one with me as they come up. At work. Look into, bring up, set up. With friends. Pick up, turn down. In daily life, run out of, go over. Here's your challenge for today, and it's exactly what works for making these stick. Write 3 sentences, just 3, using 3 of these phrasal verbs in a real situation from your own life. Not a fake textbook sentence, a real one, something you might actually say or write today. Then post it in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll tell you if it sounds natural. That's real feedback, for free, on a real sentence you wrote yourself. If this helped you, subscribe. I post a new English fluency lesson every single week, built for beginner and intermediate learners who are ready to sound natural, not just correct.